I stayed in the airport. Actually, I had my telephone stolen while I was there. But anyway, I stayed in the airport in France until God gave me enough money to start going east. And I had to bounce to get to Australia. It's a long way, and you have to choose where you're going to bounce. You know, you're going to bounce in Dubai, or you're going to bounce in India. And so part of the bouncing came about through the fact that I had dreams. Yeah. I dreamt, you remember that song, Turning Japanese? I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Da 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 da. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Da 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 da. Yeah, I dreamt of that song. So I figured, okay, I'm supposed to bounce in Japan. And there was even another interesting dream when I was in Kenya. A brother said to me, he had his brother-in-law, a pastor, he said he had his brother-in-law in Perth in Australia. And he said I could maybe visit. He told me that, but the next day he said his brother-in-law would not be there in Perth when I was there, so it would be against protocol for him to give me the details of the church because he doesn't like people visiting without the person in authority being there. Yeah. Well, so the problem was I had a dream the same night about being in Perth. And so because I had that dream, I was going to go to Perth anyway in my mind, even though he said he couldn't help me. So when I actually finally got to Australia, I ministered in a Vietnamese Baptist church. In fact, I stayed in the living room of a sister who met me on Facebook who was Vietnamese. They literally set up a tent in the living room for me, and I had this delicious Vietnamese leafy food with chicken and soup. It was delicious. So anyway, when I ministered in this Baptist church, a brother got so excited about what I was saying about Yahuwah and the name of God and the salvation that he came to the sister and said, hey, Tia, is he going to Perth? If he hasn't got the money to get to Perth, I will pay the money for him. I will pay the ticket for him to go to Perth. Now, it was basically the last day of the mission because I had, in 2 days' time, to fly back to Japan to come back to Norway. I'd been away 40 days, you know. My wife had given me permission to stay a bit longer, but, you know, I was basically a long time away, and I need to get back. So what the guy had to do was he paid literally the ticket, and he had to pay like 200 Australian dollars extra because I had to get the ticket right there and that day. So I ended up in Perth, and when I was in Perth, I did 1 day there, and the Vietnamese pastor there was a little bit concerned that I was thinking he must pay my ticket back to Japan because I didn't have any money to get back to Japan. I didn't have enough money to get back to Japan. And he was thinking I was expecting him to provide that money. So he's standing over me while I'm watching the computer trying to work out what to do. I hadn't got to Darwin yet, and in my heart I had a plan to go to Darwin, but I hadn't reached there yet. But I thought I was out of time. My wife said it was okay. So what happened was, because God did not give me the money to get back to Japan, I did have enough money to fly to Darwin. And Darwin's north, Norway's north. It's the right direction. Yeah. So I bought a ticket. I went to Darwin.